Let me tell you something nobody talks about. You can build real, lasting wealth on a $40,000 salary. And I am not talking about some fantasy. I am not talking about some get rich quick scheme. I am talking about building a life where your money actually works for you, even while you sleep. I know what you are probably thinking right now. $40,000? That is barely enough to cover rent, groceries, and a streaming subscription. How on earth is anyone supposed to build wealth on that? I thought the exact same thing. And today, I am going to show you, step by step, using real numbers, exactly how it is possible. So stay with me, because by the end of this video, you are going to walk away with an actual plan. Not just inspiration, an actual plan. Here is the reality most people are living with. You wake up, go to work, you get paid, and somehow, by the end of the month, the money is just gone. You are not blowing it on anything crazy. You are not being reckless. You are just living. But there is nothing left to save, nothing left to invest, and definitely nothing that feels like building wealth. And the worst part? Everyone online is telling you to just invest more or cut your avocado toast as if that is the actual answer. Meanwhile, you are over here like, cut what exactly? I am already eating rice at home. I hear you. And I want you to know that the struggle you feel is completely real. $40,000 a year is roughly $3,300 a month before taxes. After taxes, depending on where you live, you are likely taking home somewhere between $2,600 and $2,800 a month. Rent in most cities, $1,200 to $1,600. That is already more than half your paycheck before you have bought a single thing. So, yes, the math feels impossible. I understand why. But here is what I need you to hear. The problem is not your salary. The problem is the system nobody ever taught you. Let me explain why so many people on a $40,000 salary feel completely stuck. And it comes down to three things. Number one, we were never taught how money actually works. Think about it. You spent 12 plus years in school learning algebra, history, and literature. But not one class taught you about compound interest. Not one lesson on how to invest. Not 1 hour explaining what a tax-advantaged account even is. We were sent into adulthood completely unprepared for the financial world. Number two, we confuse earning more with building wealth. A lot of people think, I just need to make more money and then I will be fine. But here is the brutal truth. There are people earning $200,000 a year who are completely broke. Why? Because they spend $210,000. Wealth is not about how much you earn. Wealth is about the gap between what you earn and what you spend, and what you actually do with that gap. Number three, we think investing is only for rich people. When most people hear the word investing, they picture someone in a suit on Wall Street or someone who already has $10,000 sitting in a bank account ready to go. They think it is something you do after you're already comfortable. But that is completely backwards. Investing is how you get comfortable in the first place. So now that we understand why the problem exists, let me show you the actual formula. And this part is going to be a lot simpler than you think. Here is the concept I want you to truly understand. And I promise, no complicated terms, no jargon, nothing like that. Building wealth is like planting a tree. Stay with me here. When you plant a tree, you put a small seed in the ground. At first, nothing seems to happen. You water it a little every day. A week goes by, a month goes by, still just a tiny sprout, but you keep going, you keep watering, and then one day, you look up, and there is a tree. A real, actual tree that gives you shade, gives you fruit, gives you something you simply did not have before. Your money works the exact same way. The seed is the small amount you put aside each month. The water is time. And the tree, the fruit, the shade, the whole thing. That is compound interest. Let me explain compound interest in the simplest way possible, because once you understand this, everything changes. Say you put $100 into an investment account. After 1 year, it grows by 8%. So now you have $108. Simple enough, right? Here is where it gets interesting. In year two, you do not just earn 8% on your original $100, you earn 8% on $108. So now you have $116.64. That extra 64 cents does not sound exciting. But do this for 30 years, and that $100 becomes over $1,000 without adding a single extra dollar. Now imagine instead of $100, you are putting in $200 every single month. We are going to look at exactly what that looks like with real numbers in just a second. But first, I want you to comment below and tell me, before watching this video, did you believe that a $40,000 salary could actually build real wealth? Drop a yes or a no. I am genuinely curious. All right, let us look at the real numbers, because this is where it gets genuinely exciting. Let us say you earn $40,000 a year. After taxes, you are bringing home roughly $2,700 a month. Here is a realistic breakdown of where that money goes. Rent and housing, between $1,000 and $1,200. Groceries and food, $300 to $400. Transport, $150 to $250. Utilities and phone, $150 to $200. Subscriptions and miscellaneous, $100 to $150. Total monthly expenses, somewhere between $1,700 and $2,200, which leaves you with roughly $500 to $1,000 remaining. Now, I know some of you are watching this from cities where rent alone is $1,500. That is real, and there are strategies for that too. But for now, let us work with the middle ground and say you find $200 a month to invest. Just $200. That is less than $7 a day. Here is what $200 a month, invested consistently, actually does. After 5 years, approximately $14,700. After 10 years, approximately $36,800. After 20 years, approximately $117,800. After 30 years, approximately $298,000. After 35 years, approximately $454,000. $200 a month for 30 years grows to nearly $300,000 from a $40,000 salary. That is not a typo. That is math. That is compound interest working for you silently, in the background, every single day. And before you say, Nuella, I do not have 30 years, look at the 10-year number. $36,800 from $200 a month. That is a car. That is a house deposit in many places. That is a financial safety net that genuinely changes the emotional experience of your entire life. Here is the exact plan. 5 steps, all actionable. You can start the first one today, literally while this video is still playing. Step 1. Know exactly where your money goes. Before you can build wealth, you have to stop the invisible leaks. Here is what I want you to do. Open your bank account right now, not after the video, right now, and look at your last 30 days of spending. Just look. No judgment. Just find the 3 biggest categories your money went to outside of rent. That is it. Just find them. Most people are genuinely shocked by what they find. Subscriptions they forgot about, food spending way higher than they thought, random one-click purchases adding up to hundreds. This step is not about cutting everything overnight. It is about seeing clearly, because you cannot fix what you cannot see. Step 2. Pay yourself first. This is the single most powerful habit in personal finance, and almost nobody actually does it. Here is how most people think about money. They get paid, they pay their bills, they live their life, and then at the end of the month, if there is anything left, maybe they save it. That order is completely backwards. Flip it. The moment your paycheck lands, before you pay a single bill, move a fixed amount, even just $50 or $100, into a separate savings or investment account. Automate it if you can. Make it invisible. Your brain will adjust to living on what remains. This is called paying yourself first, and it is the foundation of every wealth building plan that actually works. Step 3. Open an investment account, even with $50. I know the phrase investment account sounds intimidating, but it is literally just a special type of account where your money grows over time instead of sitting there doing nothing. If your employer offers a 401k or a pension scheme, start there first, especially if they match your contributions. Employer matching is free money? I am not exaggerating. If your employer matches 50% of what you put in, that is an instant 50% return before the market does a single thing. If you do not have an employer plan, look into opening a Roth IRA. In the US, a Roth IRA lets your money grow completely tax-free. You put in after-tax dollars, and when you retire, you pay zero tax on all the gains. On a $40,000 salary, that tax benefit is worth thousands of dollars over your lifetime. No employer plan, no Roth access. A basic brokerage account still works. The point is to start somewhere, with something. The account being open and active matters far more right now than the amount sitting inside it. Step 4. Invest in index funds, not individual stocks. Picking individual stocks is like betting on one horse in a race. Maybe your horse wins, maybe it does not. It is exciting, but it is also risky, and most people lose. An index fund is like owning a tiny piece of every horse in the race. When you invest in something like an S&P 500 index fund, you are investing in the 500 biggest companies in the United States all at once. Apple, Google, Amazon, Microsoft, all of them in one single investment. Historically, the S&P 500 has averaged around 7 to 10% returns per year over the long term. Not every single year, some years it goes down, but over decades, consistently upward. That is exactly the kind of slow, boring, powerful growth that builds wealth from a $40,000 salary. The best part? Index funds are incredibly cheap to own. Some charge fees as low as 0.03% per year. That means for every $1,000 you invest, you pay 30 cents in fees. 30 cents. That is essentially nothing. Step 5. Protect your plan with an emergency fund. This is the step most people skip, and it is the one that sinks them. You can invest perfectly for 2 years, building that account up beautifully, and then your car breaks down or you have an unexpected medical bill and you are forced to pull your investments out early, possibly at a loss, definitely paying a penalty. Your emergency fund is the shield that protects your investment plan. Before you pour everything into investing, make sure you have at least 1 to 3 months of expenses sitting in a regular savings account. Just sitting there, boring, untouched, ready. On a $40,000 salary, if your monthly expenses are around $1,600, your emergency fund target is $1,600 to $4,800. That is achievable. That is real. Build that first, and then invest with the full confidence that life's surprises cannot derail your plan. I want to leave you with one final thought, and I think this might be the most important thing I say in this entire video. The biggest lie that gets told about wealth is that it is for certain people. People with certain backgrounds, certain salaries, certain connections. And that lie, that quiet, persistent lie, keeps so many smart, hardworking people from ever starting. The truth is this: wealth is built by people who started before they were ready. People who invested $200 when they had every excuse not to. People who said yes to their future selves, even when their current situation looked impossible. You are not behind. You are not too late. Whether you are 22 or 35 or 42, watching this right now. Today is still earlier than tomorrow, and earlier is always better when it comes to building wealth. You came to this video because something in you already knows you deserve more than just surviving paycheck to paycheck. I want you to honor that feeling. Start with step one. Just look at where your money went last month. That is it. One action. Today. Here is my question for you. And I want you to answer this in the comments right now. What is the first step you are going to take after watching this video? Is it opening that investment account? Automating your savings? Finally looking at where your money actually went last month? Whatever it is, write it down below. Because the moment you write it, it becomes real. And I read every single comment. Everyone. If this video helped you even a little, hit that like button. It genuinely helps more people find this content, and that means everything to me. Subscribe to Nuella Invests if you have not already, because every week I make videos exactly like this one. No fluff, no jargon, no gatekeeping, just real, practical money moves for real life. I will see you in the next one. You have got this.